speaking of 2022, we're at the beginning of the year, which our listeners know means, it's tax season. It's time to file those taxes. And, if you have plans in purchasing a home this year, you really need to get all your ducks in order. And Matt has some really great information for us on really how to get that house that you want this year and how to make sure you're properly filing your taxes.
So as a loan officer, I'm going to be requiring 2 years of tax returns. So if you haven't filed 2021's taxes yet, that's okay because it's still the beginning of the year, but I'll be requiring 2019 and 2020. As soon as someone's filed a 2021 tax return, 2019 goes away. Yeah. So because it's an overview of the last 2 years, filing a new tax return is you have the opportunity to dramatically change what you're qualifying for. The conversations that I'm having are, let's get pre-approved before you file your tax return to see, one, is it going to make that big of a difference? So it'll reprioritize what you need to do first in order for you to buy a house. Two, if you're speaking with your CPA about getting the tax returns finalized for 2021, what are you going to get back in a refund, or are you going to be required to pay the IRS and taxes? Yep. Which could 100% correlates to what type of money you're going to need in order to purchase a new home, inclusive of your down payment, right, your reserves, what you're going to be able to afford for a payment. Yeah. Is there any debt that you want to pay off if you're going to get a refund back to make room for a mortgage payment? These are the very important conversations that I really, really stress to try to have every opportunity with everybody that I work with at this time of the year, because if you wait until after you file your return, there could have been a very important step that was missed that it's very difficult to go back on if it's already been completed. This plays well with self-employed borrowers because they have tax deductions and accounts receivable, accounts payable. There's a P&L that gets established that and I even like to have these conversations before the end of the year, so that way if they need to make purchases or whatever at the end of the year, to make sure that it flows onto their P&L, which is they're going to transfer over to their tax return. Yep. But that's okay if I haven't spoken with you yet. It's just, let's try to get the conversation going before you make it a permanent tax return for the year.